name is Julian Camarena.
And I'm Adrian Camarena, and today we're here with the amazing Amir K. He's been on Matt TV in the movie Argo. How are you doing today, Amir?
I'm good, dude. I wish I was a Camarena. Amir Camarena.
Yeah, Camarena today.
I could have been a Camarena today.
Hey, you can say the name right, so.
Camarena.
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
You got the accent down.
What's the worst way you've heard it?
Camarino.
People used to always just say Macarena.
Oh, really? Is that the... I mean, come on, get a better joke, guys.
It's a little bit on how you found your start into stand-up comedy.
I started just open mics like everybody else, you know, and then I found myself at the Haha, where we met. And that was just a club that's right here in North Hollywood that had an open mic every night. So it was just easy to get up every night. So I would go there, and I started working there for free, so I wouldn't have to pay for the open mic. You know, because it was like $5.
What'd you work as?
I just made phone calls. You know how like they call and they go like, hey, you want free tickets to the show? So I would do that all day, dude. I'd get there at like 5, do that for like a couple hours.
And you have a pretty interesting start because you originally, I mean, you've done stand-up comedy you went to UCLA, so you went to college.
I did, yeah.
And then you got into real estate after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, I guess the whole thing's kind of turned on the economy, you went back into stand-up comedy.
Exactly, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I guess we're all done here, huh?
Yeah. So how was it transitioning back into comedy?
You know what, dude? That was the dream always. You know what I mean? So I just did the real estate thing, bro. I just kept making excuses like a lot of people do to just like, you know, they just like buy time to get into whatever you're gonna do. And then I just at one point I was like, dude, I don't want to be like 40-year-old guy at an office and the funny guy at the office.
So in terms of how you write your material, are you more like an on-stage kind of guy? Or
You've seen me go up. I just like the riff and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you usually you're very like stream of consciousness kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
I think when I get to my, like fully to my where I want to be, that's going to be the whole show, dude. It's just going to be, I'm going to go up there and just like go.
Yeah.
And that's how I want it to be. I mean, I obviously have material and stuff, but I have the most fun when I'm just like going.
Do you find like you have to practice doing that? Like some people just stick to writing their stuff and say it on stage, but you actually kind of have to like push yourself to just say stuff on stage and say what comes to your head. Do you find that?
You know what the hard part is in the beginning is trusting that you're going to be funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're like, oh my God, if I don't say this exact line the way that I wrote it, then it's not going to be funny, but that's not true. Like, we're funny in our everyday lives, you know? So like, at some point you got to just like be confident in yourself and then just go and then just trust that whatever is going to happen up there,
So where do you draw most of your material from? Is it from either, I guess, your own personal experiences, backgrounds,
I think that's the best way to be unique, is to do personal stuff, you know? Or just stuff that you draw from your life, you know, whether it's experience you had or something. The way you perceive the world is like what your voice is and how you, you know, your point of view. So that's totally what makes you unique, and where my material is going to be different than, you know, anybody else's, you know, or like the jokes that I do about my dog or about my dad or whatever, those are unique to me. But they're relatable still, because everyone's got a dog, everyone's got a dad. So it's just like, you know, finding the funny in that.
Yeah, so everything you find that in comedy has to be relatable, has to be, or do you think it has to be relatable or more so like understandable?
You know, that's an interesting question. Relatable or understandable? Obviously, it has to be understandable. If you're speaking gibberish, they're not gonna get it, and it's not gonna be funny.
He was doing some cool expressions.
Yeah. So definitely be understandable.
But do you have to be relatable?
You have to be relatable, I think, in a way that like people are not, you know, like you're not talking about spaceships and shit that people don't have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's funny. It's like, you know, the everyman is the most relatable person, you know, like when they do like the Ray Romanos or George Lopez's, or, you know, these guys that have had shows and stuff. It's just, that's an everyday man, you know, or an everyday woman or whatever. It's because they're talking about everyday life. But then when you see somebody, and I've seen it sometimes with guys that have really like took off to the next level, and they're now in a different, like, you know, tax bracket, and they make all this money, and now all of a sudden they're like, what their life is and their frame of reference is like these mansions and, you know, fancy cars and stuff. It's like, and they can't really,
they kind of lose touch with.
When you talk about that, it's not relatable, you know? It's like, you know, when I got picked up in my limo and there's 5 girls in the car, and like,
so you guys know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they're like, no, we don't know what you mean. I work at a 9 to 5. So I don't know, man. I think relatable can mean anything, though. Just so people understand. I think relatability and understandability is kind of hand in hand. The first couple of years, I was really written, you know? Like everything was, if you watch me, it would be like, I'm reading, you know, a monologue or something.
Were
You know
you
what I
more
mean?
organized back then and stuff?
Yeah, I was organized, and I was also very like I said, written and not so loose and like able to riff or just go with the flow, because I was like, oh no, I wrote it this way, and you know, this is how. So that's why I kind of got away from that, was because I found that it started to look a little robotic.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'd go up there, I'd be like, okay, da 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 da. Here's a punchline. But now it's just like.
But all the
like you said,
riffing comes from experience and being comfortable on
right
stage.
now
and
it's more a
getting
stream
used
of
to it.
consciousness
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of style. So like you might see me like, you know, 5 times and it might be 5 different shows, but I'm still hitting the same type of jokes, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of comics have a different way of writing. And like I know that like George Carlin, he would write every single word out and then say it. And then
Yeah.
some people are like you, where they have it. Do you think either one's better, or do you think they're just different?
No, I think some guys are stronger at one way and some guys are, like for me, I'm more performance based, so I like to like get loose and be physical and, you know, do different characters and stuff like that. And then there's some guys, like if you look at a lot of the New York comics, they're really well written, you know, so their
Yeah.
like jokes are just so precise.
Like it's
And-
almost like music though.
Yeah,
like
but
their
they're just like,
syllables,
it's like so, every word is like, I may have a little bit extra words or like some fat in my joke sometimes, which, you know, some people could say that's not a good thing, you know, but I like performing it that way.
yeah, but I guess it's more natural that way.
Yeah,
too.
it's more natural. It's
Because
not
no one's
just
gonna
so-
be perfect when they speak.
Right, and I want each show to be like unique, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like like I said, if you come see me 10 times, you're gonna see a different, there's people that come and see me a lot, you know, so it's like, I want them to get a unique experience for that show.
And nowadays with the internet, especially if it's being recorded
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
they've seen your jokes before, so
Right.
they want to keep coming to your shows. So they want to see something brand new.
So they might know even the punchline, but they don't know how I'm gonna get to it, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of cool,
That's true.
like for the style that I do, you know?
I know that a lot of comedians, like even some comedians, they have it where they'll repeat bits or from their TVs and stuff like that. Like Gabriel, I think we talked a little bit about this with Martine, but Gabriel, I don't know if you saw one of his last specials. He had it where he was like having the audience repeat it like a song.
Oh really? That's kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Yeah, on especially,
And that,
Where he like, they just know the joke, so
Yeah,
he's like,
they know the joke.
and then he's
Yeah.
like singing a verse. That's so interesting, because, you know, stand-up is like, it's like for me, it's like once they know the joke, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it
you know,
doesn't have the same
magic's
impact on
gone,
it,
right?
yeah.
It's like once you've seen the trick.
it's not like a song where people just want to hear it over and over and over
But
again.
I mean, you watch funny movies over and over again,
Yeah,
right?
that's true, yeah.
Like, so I think some people, like a guy like Sebastian Maniscalco, like I could watch him like over and over, and I know the bits, but he's just so entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like that are really like, he's like a very performance-based guy too, so you can watch him and he's like putting on a show. So I can watch a guy like that, but some people that just stand there with a mic and then talk, I mean, I could, you know, hear him a couple times, and I appreciate their art, but like it's not my bag. Like I wouldn't want to watch that over and over again.
You're involved in acting as well, and so in a show like Mad TV, the sketch comedy, how is that? Are you more comfortable doing more of the sketch comedy stuff, or just being on stage and doing the whole stand-up thing?
You know, I always tend to lean toward the stand-up because it's an individual sport, you know, it's just by yourself and it's just you and a mic. So there's like really, you don't rely on anybody else for the joke to work or like the scene to work or whatever. So I do like stand-up, I think, overall.
In sketch comedy, I mean, you have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of improvise and sort of be yourself.
Yeah, like Mad TV, they let us like, you know, they would say like do a take as it's written. And then we do a take where we're just riffing, you know, and it's like, those are the most fun because you can just like play and improvise and come up with stuff, and then when they cut it together, it's a little bit of each.
What were some comics that you sort of watched growing up that you kind of were inspired by?
Well, you know, I grew up on like In Living Color. I don't even know if you guys know that. I mean, you know In Living Color. Yeah, so that was like my thing when I was a kid, and that was a sketch show. So there's guys like Jim Carrey were on there, you know, like David Alan Grier, like Tommy Davidson. So Martin Lawrence had his show called Martin, and that was like, and he did a lot of characters, and he was like, I just loved his show. So like guys like that I'd watch.
And you got a chance to meet Jim Carrey, right?
I did, yeah, at the Comedy Store. It was pretty cool. He's a really cool dude, man.
And he's one of those people that's extremely expressive on stage. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like a whole lot of his routine.
And
stuff.
he's changed so he's come into a different part of his life now, but I mean, yeah, watching that guy, I mean, it was just like, the energy he has on stage was just like, dude, that's, you know, that was like captivating to watch. You know what I mean? So, or like Robin Williams, like that was another guy that, like he had so much energy, and his shit was like stream of consciousness. Like he would go up there and just flow, and he's like sweating, you know, it's like, just like, It was pretty crazy.
You like heat up like this?
Yeah, I wish I would have got to see him live, but you know, I met him one time at the Improv, just very briefly. But I wish I would have got to see him live just to see what it would be like to be in the room with, you know, with that.
So when you're not doing stand-up or acting or anything like that, what are the sort of hobbies or stuff you're into?
You know, it's funny, I watch a lot of like true crime stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I could probably commit the perfect murder. Dude, I'm just saying this, they're gonna play this in like my trial. They're like, it was him. No, but I watch a lot of like documentaries, dude. Like that's my thing. I geek
Dude,
out.
and nowadays documentaries are super popular. They're all over the place.
I mean,
now.
Netflix made them like a new. That's like I can't wait to see. If a well done documentary, dude, I'd watch over a movie any day, like a regular, like you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Drama or comedy movie. Or
It's
something.
it's just more interesting.
Cause it's real.
Yeah, 'cause it's
it's
real.
real. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this happened or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so I like that. Or I just like watch a lot of like not reality shows, but about something. You know what I mean? Like whatever the ghost hunters or you know
Ghost hunters.
the finding Bigfoots or whatever those are. It's like
And they-
about something.
they
It's like
never
these are
find
actual
Bigfoot.
people. They never find them.
But you still watch the next episode.
No, but that's my thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, if they found him, it would be breaking news.
Yeah,
CNN, like, hey, dude,
yeah,
there's this
right?
big hairy guy in the bushes. Hide your kids. You know, like, you're not gonna find out on episode 85 of you know Sasquatch Search. You know what I mean? It's gonna be on
Finding
CNN.
the second Sasquatch, whatever.
But they'll find them eventually. So what's upcoming for you? What's next?
What do I got? I got a bunch of tour. If you guys go to amircomedy.com, you can see me in your city. I got a bunch of dates up there. And all my social media handles are at Amir Comedy, AMIR and then COMEDY.
Well, hey, it's nice having you. You're a pretty funny dude.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
can't wait to
Thanks for
see you
being on
again
the show.
on stage. So.
See you guys soon, man.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Camarena Show.
And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.